my mind always goes to, like, end of the day, where everyone's chasing that cash flow because it can give them options on what they can do. And obviously in the, I guess, planning stage of people's life cycle, right, like gets to the latter stages, they need to retire on income. And that's sort of like the whole premise that I'm trying to help people understand is there are ways to go about this, and commercial property is a fantastic way because you can use leverage. And, once you start working with people, because there are risks involved, in obviously my opinion, and that's why we're massive advocates of buyer's agents, because for good quality buyer's agents like yourself, because you're de-risking it every single way, you're educating people on the way in, and then once they get that first one under their belt, obviously that confidence builds. And going lease stock loans is a really, like, a lot of people don't really understand how that even is possible, right? Until they start listening to things like this and going, oh wow, I didn't even know that exists, because I was that person a number of years ago.
Yeah. The thing with the resi is you can get by not knowing that much. And I know buyers agents are like, oh no, we've got the secret sauce and that. But as long as you don't do something stupid, like don't go out and buy in a mining town or in a flood zone or something like that. If you just buy a 3-4 bedroom brick house and check the fundamentals, like good vacancy rates, like good infrastructure spending, good population growth, you'll be okay long term because you're always going to have a tenant. But commercial, because there's way more moving parts, you can burn yourself if you don't know what you're doing. So that's why I don't want to sugarcoat it and be like, oh, this is the best thing ever. Because if you buy something and say it's a bad one and it sits there vacant for a year and it's $1 million property on a 7% like interest rate, like 70% LVR, that's really going to kill you. Like that's going to be what, 50 grand a year, just interest repayments. So your buffers have to be more, but just in terms of checking stuff, like you got to do lease review, contract review, tenant interviews, foot and road traffic analysis, credit history check on the tenant, speak with town planner, vacancy studies, occupancy studies, check guarantors on the lease. There's so much to it. Like my checklist is like 70 pages long. So it's not for the faint hearted. You either go all in yourself or you get a buyer's agent who's reputable and can kind of do it for you. But the benefit is you get generally 2 to 3 times more rent. So if you're trying to build a passive income with resi, you can do it in half the time with commercial. Obviously more risk, but you can actually get in half time. And a commercial, instead of paying itself off in 30 years like residential, you can do it in sub 15 years quite easily.
Yeah, I'll just walk me through that, because obviously people have that understanding, I'll buy in 30 years' time, the loan will be paid off. But with commercial, because you get that higher income, right, that helps you contribute to pay it down within, 10 to 15 years?
Yeah, it used to be less than 10 years. Now interest rates are higher. It's about 12 years on average. So that's just normal numbers of like 70% loan, 6% net yield, 6.5% interest rate. It'll kind of, because you've got the cash as well. So it's because it's like 15, 20 grand a year positive. If you throw additional savings, and I'm just talking interest only, where you put the cash back into it, it's about 12 years at the moment. If you want to chuck an extra 10, 15 grand into it per year, it obviously shrinks that. But for resi, no chance. Like you're banking on the rents tripling in 30 years and you paying off the mortgage in 30 years as well. And then again, it's half the rent. So where you might buy like $1 million commercial on a 6% net yield, and in 10 years time, the rent's double and you have it paid off, it's 120 grand passive income. Like to get that with a residential, you need 3.5, $4 million portfolio just to get the same enough rent coming in. And that's excluding like council rates, water rates, all that type of stuff.